Welcome everyone to Election Night 2020 in America. Tonight, incumbent President Donald Trump takes on former Congressman Beto O'Rourke, who ran for the Senate in 2018 but lost the Texas Senate race to Ted Cruz. Tonight, he's running for president. Here are the poll closing times across the United States, and it's time for the 7 p.m. poll closings. Vermont, Beto O'Rourke has taken Vermont, that's 3 electoral votes. Indiana goes to Donald Trump, 11 electoral votes, along with 8 more from Kentucky and 9 more from South Carolina. Virginia is too close to call, a very big lead for Donald Trump, 13 electoral votes are at stake. In Georgia, 16 electoral votes are at stake. Trump has a massive lead right now in Georgia. And here is the electoral map at this hour. President Donald Trump has 28, O'Rourke has 3 electoral votes. Remember, 270 is the magic number needed to win. It's time for the 7:30 p.m. poll closings. Out of just 3 states, West Virginia goes to Donald Trump, North Carolina is too close to call, and Ohio is too close to call. Trump leads both. On the electoral map and the race to 270, you can see Trump is at 33 and O'Rourke is at 3, both on the map, and at the top of the screen you can see the bar chart form. And it is 8 p.m. now, and we're getting ready to make a lot of calls out of a lot of states. Tennessee goes to Donald Trump, that's 11 electoral votes. Alabama goes to Trump, 9 electoral votes. Mississippi goes to Trump, 6 electoral votes. Missouri goes to Trump, 10 electoral votes. And Oklahoma goes to Trump, 7 electoral votes. Maryland goes to Beto O'Rourke, that's 10 electoral votes, along with Delaware, 3 electoral votes. Connecticut, 7 electoral votes. Massachusetts goes to O'Rourke, along with Rhode Island's 4 electoral votes, and Illinois' 20, the largest state that we've called this far. New Jersey goes to O'Rourke, and the District of Columbia. Florida is too close to call, 29 electoral votes at stake. Trump leads by exactly 2%. In New Hampshire, O'Rourke leads. That's another critical swing state we're watching. And Maine is the same way. O'Rourke has a very narrow lead, less than a point, and only 4 electoral votes are at stake there, split electoral votes, but it will still be a critical state. Now on the map, you can see Trump is at 76, O'Rourke is at 75. Trump is leading by just 1 electoral vote. It's now 8:30 p.m. in the East. There is a poll closing at this time. Just 1 state has closed its polls now. That is Arkansas. That is 6 electoral votes for the president. And now on the map, not much change, just Arkansas filled in. That gives him 82 to O'Rourke's 75. It's 9 p.m. in the East, and we have a lot of poll closings, so let's take you through them. It is a lot. Louisiana is 8 electoral votes. That goes to Donald Trump. Kansas, 6 electoral votes. That goes to Donald Trump. Nebraska's 5 electoral votes. Nebraska is the other state, other than Maine. It is the only state that splits their electoral votes by congressional district, but that doesn't matter this time because they're all going to Donald Trump anyways. Wyoming provides 3 electoral votes to the president, along with South Dakota and North Dakota's 3 electoral votes. New York goes to Beto O'Rourke. That is 29 electoral votes. That's not surprising at all. We knew the state would land in his column. Minnesota goes to Beto O'Rourke. That's 10 more electoral votes. Along with New Mexico, 5 electoral votes to O'Rourke. Texas is too early to call, interestingly, but keep in mind this is O'Rourke's home state, so it's not too surprising that it is still too early in this state. Let's actually look at the numbers coming in, because we do have some early numbers here. Donald Trump has a very massive lead coming out of Texas. Colorado is too close to call, with O'Rourke leading. And Arizona's too close to call, with Trump leading. Michigan in the Rust Belt, too close. O'Rourke leads. Wisconsin, too close. Another Rust Belt state. Donald Trump is leading there, however. Now looking at the electoral map, 119 to 110, O'Rourke takes his first lead tonight in the race to 270. It is important to look at regions on this map. In the Rust Belt, we've only called one state, which is Minnesota, so far, and out west, the Democrats have only taken New Mexico. The Republicans have taken several states out west. It's now 9:24 p.m. Stand by for 3 projections. Texas goes to Donald Trump. Here are the numbers in Texas. Georgia goes to Donald Trump. Here are the numbers in Georgia. And Arizona goes to Donald Trump. Here are the numbers in Arizona. Those 3 calls put Trump at 175 to O'Rourke's 119. Trump has now gone way ahead of O'Rourke with those 3 wins, and O'Rourke has lost his home state. It's now 10 p.m., and we have 4 poll closings. Montana goes to Donald Trump, 3 electoral votes. Utah to Trump, 6 electoral votes. Iowa to Trump, 6 electoral votes. That's not good for the O'Rourke campaign. They were counting on winning a lot of these Midwest states. In places like Iowa, Iowa was one that they were hoping to get, but they've lost it. Nevada is too close to call. O'Rourke is leading by just over a point here, it looks like. Donald Trump is now at 190. O'Rourke is at 119. Trump is still ahead. It's now 10:43 p.m., and we have 1 projection to make. Ohio goes to Donald Trump. Here are the numbers in Ohio. So Donald Trump takes 18 electoral votes. Remember, no Republican has won the White House without Ohio, and it's been a long time since anyone has won the White House without it at all, but again, no Republican has done that. Trump is now at 208. O'Rourke is at 119. It's time for the 11 p.m. poll closings. Beto O'Rourke has not won a state in a couple of hours, but he will get California's 55 electoral votes right now at 11 o'clock, along with Oregon's 7 electoral votes, Washington's 12, and Hawaii's 4. All of those states going to O'Rourke, while Idaho goes to Trump, and I'm being told we have a projection to make. Maine goes to O'Rourke. Remember, they have split electoral votes, but all 4 of them are still going to O'Rourke. So there's not going to be any split electoral votes in either state that does it tonight. And there are the numbers in Maine. And O'Rourke is beginning to catch up to Trump. So Trump is now at 212. O'Rourke is at 201. And we are just going to take you through the 2 close-to-call states while we're waiting. The next poll closing is at 1 a.m., and that is Alaska. And so we'll just go through these states until we get a projection. So Florida. Donald Trump is leading that state right now. That's too close to call. 29 electoral votes, one of the largest prizes in the Electoral College and the largest swing state. Wisconsin is also important. 10 electoral votes. It seems like a lot less, but it is actually quite a bit. And it's a very important state for both candidates. Right now, O'Rourke is ahead. Michigan, another critical state. Right now, O'Rourke is ahead. Pennsylvania is another critical state. Right now, Trump is ahead, which could end up coming to his advantage later on. If he's able to win Pennsylvania, he will probably be favored for this. And Colorado is too close, with O'Rourke leading. Virginia's too close, with O'Rourke leading. It's 12:28 a.m. We have a projection to make right now. North Carolina has gone to Donald Trump, 15 electoral votes. There's the numbers in North Carolina. And now on the race to 270, Donald Trump has 227 electoral votes to O'Rourke's 201. He's not behind by much, but Donald Trump is very close to 270, so O'Rourke is going to have to win some states soon if he wants to stay in the competition. It's now 1 a.m., and it's time for the 1 a.m. poll closing. In Alaska, 3 electoral votes go to Donald Trump. And we have a call in New Hampshire. Beto O'Rourke takes the victory. There's the numbers in New Hampshire. It's narrow, but it looks like O'Rourke is going to win that state's 4 electoral votes. So that puts O'Rourke to 205, but Trump is still ahead at 230. It's 2:33 a.m. now, and stand by for 2 projections. Colorado goes to Beto O'Rourke. That's 9 electoral votes going to O'Rourke. And there's the numbers from Colorado, as well as Virginia, 13 electoral votes. Everyone expected O'Rourke to win this either at poll closing or a couple hours later, but this came down to the wire. This is a very narrow state, but it looks like O'Rourke is still going to win. There's the numbers. Not as narrow as it was earlier, but still, this took a lot longer than people thought it was going to. There's the electoral map on the race to 270. Trump at 230 still. O'Rourke is just 3 electoral votes behind him at 227. It's 2:44 a.m. Stand by for 3 projections, and these are all critical ones. Wisconsin. Wisconsin flips to the O'Rourke column. That's 10 electoral votes for O'Rourke. There's the numbers. Michigan flips to the O'Rourke column. It's a flip from 2016. That's 16 electoral votes for O'Rourke to win, and there's the numbers coming out of Michigan, another close state. And Nevada goes to O'Rourke. That is a Clinton state from 2016, but O'Rourke will hang on to that as well. 6 electoral votes, and not as narrow as some of the other states we've called for him, but still a swing state nonetheless. And now on the electoral map, O'Rourke is at 259. Trump is at 230. This puts O'Rourke just 11 electoral votes short of the 270 he needs to win, which means of the 2 outstanding states, Pennsylvania and Florida, O'Rourke needs just one of them. Trump, to win, would need both of them. And it's 2:59 a.m. Stand by for 1 state call along with a presidential projection. Pennsylvania goes to Beto O'Rourke. That's 20 electoral votes, which means there's the numbers coming out of Pennsylvania. And that puts him at 279, which is over the magic number of 270, electing Beto O'Rourke 46th President of the United States of America. He really came from behind and took it. A lot of people thought he was going to win going into the night, but then it kind of became unsure as we progressed. But he has come back, and he has won the presidency. It's 3:21 a.m. and stand by for our last projection. Florida goes to Donald Trump. That's 29 electoral votes. It's not going to be any kind of a blowout for O'Rourke, even though he has won. It's going to remain close. So Trump hangs on to Florida. And there are the numbers out of Florida. And there's the final electoral map. You can see that puts Trump up by 29 more electoral votes over what he had before Florida, obviously. But it doesn't really matter at this point because he has lost. And the national popular vote is also projected to go to Beto O'Rourke. We hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage of Election Night 2020, and we'll see you next time.